Welcome to the Futurist Mindset Show. Hello, my name is Tessa, and I'm here to introduce you to your host, Reagan Rodriguez. Reagan is a futurist that teaches stratosphere wealthy legacy families how to become impact investors. Hi, Reagan.
Hello, Tessa. How are you doing on this afternoon?
I'm doing great. How is everything for you?
Oh, I'm doing better than I deserve, and I am excited about this project, not just because it's in one of my favorite islands, should I say my favorite in Puerto Rico. My second favorite, I should say, or my other is Nevis Island in West Indies, which is right near Puerto Rico. And this is really exciting with what she's doing. So, Evelyn, how are you today?
I am doing fantastic. Thank you so much for asking.
Yeah. Well, why don't I do this? I want to just give a brief overview and then we'll turn it over to Evelyn. But Akupara Adventure is an eco-friendly and resort that's targeting what is, as we know, that rapidly expanding family tourism market that is really big in Puerto Rico, as well as catering to standard visitors and serving as more of a destination for corporate retreats, for conferences. With this park's location that is about 30 minutes from the cruise port, Akupara will be able to partner with cruise lines to offer a kind of perfect day trip experience. Tessa, do you want to kind of address kind of what the problems are, and then Evelyn will go in that, or at least do a quick intro for her?
Well, definitely. Well, can you tell us a little what it is that you do, the problem that you solve, and why you're uniquely talented at solving this problem?
Absolutely. So first, Puerto Rico is a magical island. We fell in love a few years ago going there with my family. And we started traveling there about 5 years ago. And we quickly realized that the offers for tourists on the island was lacking. There were some activities, some ATV, some horse riding, and some zip lining, but it was I hate to be too critical, but it was a little bit lackluster in terms of the services they offered. The websites were not professionally made in a lot of places, and you couldn't always get a hold of people, and often they didn't speak English. And we were surprised that an island that had so many American tourists didn't really have a really good offer for those tourists. So I immediately saw an opportunity. When you go to Puerto Rico and you Google like the top 10 things to do on the island, the things that come up immediately, which are phenomenal things to do, but it's going downtown to look at beautiful architecture and see the buildings there. It's an incredible place to experience, which I recommend everybody to experience. It's breathtaking. But then there's also, the beaches, and then there's an old fortress there, which is spectacular. And they obviously have El Yunque, a gorgeous tropical rainforest. And then you also come up with, when you Google, it's like top 10 things to do, it's like you go to the rum factory. And this is all well and good, but when you have a family with little kids, they might not be that excited about going to the rum factory, and you can only go to the fortress so many times. So we saw the opportunity right away. And I also found that a lot of these activities that were there, that were poorly run, were booked out weeks ahead. So when we visited the island, we didn't really get to do very much other than be on the beach and go downtown and visit El Yunque. And then I came across this property. It was a serendipitous moment where I wanted to do something special. And after seeing like the tax incentives on the island, seeing how much Puerto Rico is pouring into tourism, they didn't focus so much on that in the past. And now they developed this marketing arm called Discovery Puerto Rico, and they're doing a really good job. And flights to Puerto Rico, building, really strong marketing efforts for Puerto Rico. So seeing the trend of where things were going, we're like, this is the perfect opportunity. And I came across these 260 acres, and I could not believe it. It was just the right time and the right place. And I felt very strongly that if we could come in and do something extraordinary here, it would just be a slam dunk because we don't really have much of a competition. So I saw the opportunity, especially when I heard about there's one zipline park, and to their credit, I will say they're actually doing a fairly good job.
Yeah, I love that zip line thing that they have.
They're doing a good job there. But all they have are their zip lines, and they are 90 minutes away from the cruise port and the airports, and they don't have any organized buses or anything to get out there. So I'm actually impressed that they're managing to get so many people out there. And when we heard that on average, and these are numbers we got from the tourist department, when I heard that on average, they managed to get about 600 people there every day, I realized that there's a phenomenal opportunity. And when I did all the math and, the feasibility study, I figured out that we would break it even if we had only 340 visitors daily. That's when I started understanding that this is an incredible opportunity. Now, building in Puerto Rico, I think the reason it hasn't been done before, it is Puerto Rico has a unique set of challenges. They have, in the past, had a lot of regulatory issues, a lot of red tape. They're kind of known for being a little bit of a difficult country to operate within for some businesses. It's not that easy to be successful. However, these last few years, they've changed a lot of things. But there's also the fact that the power grid is not very strong. And also
very pricey.
Yes, absolutely.
Energy's expensive there. Yeah.
Yeah. And also they have issues with water and things like that. That has actually a few decades ago, Disney was actually looking to expand into Puerto Rico. And because of these issues, they opted out. I think that we have come up with some genuinely good solutions for mitigating these issues. Some of them being that we're going to have an independent power grid, going to be an eco park, so we will have our own power. So we will not be dependent on the power grid, which is not that trustworthy. Another thing is that we will have, we actually had a team of geologists look at the land and found that we can actually drill and have our own water there. So this is very, very exciting. Another thing is that our land is situated on the island in such a manner. So when storms come in, they come in counterclockwise to the island. Our land is situated below mountain ridge. So it's to the north. So so even if we do have storms coming in, we have the whole land has a natural protection by the mountain ridge. And then I think the fourth thing is that when since we are an eco-adventure park, we will not have really that many buildings. It won't be building heavy because we want people to be outside and experience nature. But the buildings we do build and what we do, the construction we will be doing will be built in such a manner that we can outstand any storm. So I feel like we've come up with some really exciting things to overcome the obstacles that has been there in the past.
Yes, you have. Yeah, thank you. Tessa, would you mind sharing your screen and maybe showing them kind of the page directly, and then I want to kind of wrap up on that?
Go. Now you see the PDF.
Yeah, no, you're fine. Yeah, you can slowly scroll down. I want to kind of conclude by mentioning that I love what Evelyn's doing because she is disrupting the adventure theme park industry with Akupara Adventure Eco Park and Resort. Here's the other thing I like about it, the experience. You're going to have the best of Puerto Rican food, culture, the thrill of over 40 gamified attractions that are going to elevate family fun to a whole new level. Right? And thank you, Tessa. You're going through it perfectly. I like the speed at what you're doing.
Okay.
So strategically, it's strategically located near as Evelyn mentioned, the bustling cruise port and airport. Akupara is perfectly positioned also to capitalize on the island's booming tourism. And this goes beyond entertainment. So visitors are going to be inspired by the impressive surroundings and the unique experiences. Why? Because this groundbreaking venture will blend high profitability with significant social impact. And exactly what you're doing, this is a great way for investors when they're looking through this is how they make their decision. They look at what the team is, what the milestones. Go ahead and go to the next page, please. Then at that point, you're like, okay, now I'd like to see the financials. And this is not only doing good, this is also profitable. And then I like that page there at the end. Those were the colors, Evelyn, that I mentioned at the end. I like how Donna put all of that together.
It's beautiful. I love it, Tessa.
Yeah.
If you would like me to extrapolate a little bit on
Sure, go ahead. Last thing, and then
the
before
last
we
thing,
close,
I think what is so exciting about Akupara, and I should probably mention Akupara is Sanskrit and means unlimited. And the idea was to create something, the vision behind was to create something that kids can go in and not only be entertained, but inspired to be a part of a community, be leaders in their community, and to take better care of nature, be better stewards of the planet. And we have some brand new concepts, some really exciting things of how we're planning to do this, and also make an impact on the local community. For me, it was important because as a child, I didn't have the best upbringing, and I told you this before, Reagan, and
yes.
I always felt like I attribute my confidence in life to being outside, doing sports, swimming, climbing in trees, becoming physically confident. It trickled down to every other area in my life. So my passion was to figure out how can I transfer this knowledge and help other children to feel that same physical confidence and know that we are unlimited. We can create. There's so many things we can do to improve our lives and to improve others' lives. And that's kind of what that just started the vision behind it. Not just have a theme park, but a theme park that you can go in and feel inspired and have wonderful experiences, building courage and building self-esteem.
I like this. I like the energy around it. Tessa, any thoughts that you have or anything you want to mention before you
the only thing I can
close
say
us
is
out of here?
Right. I love the adventure, excursions. I've always chosen those out of everything, rappelling down a mountain or walking up a waterfall or zip lining. So I just love that you're doing it. And Costa Rica is on my, or Puerto Rico, not Costa Rica. Puerto Rico is on my list. So we'll have to.
Costa Rica will be the next place we build.
Puerto Rico. No, it's already, I knew it in my head. I just confused it.
Yeah.
So I'm very excited for you, and I'm glad that we have a chance to showcase you, and that you're working with Reagan. I think you made a good choice.
Thank you so much, Tessa, and thank you so much, Reagan. I really, really appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Yes.
All
And
so
then
much.
speaking of food, I always close with this, Evelyn, because Tessa knows I love sweets. So you are going to have quite a bit of sweets. And I know Puerto Rican food, they love their pan de dulce and all their sweets.
Oh, absolutely. We're going to have a food court for the best of the culture, music, art. It's going to be a love letter to Puerto Rico. We'll have all the best of Puerto Rico and then some.
Well, Tessa knows I always say that in the evenings, that's how I close my day also, is I have a lot of sweets. And last week I mentioned about these mini muffins. I ordered more and they came today via Amazon. And then I ordered something else too that I'm going in on. This looks really good.
I need to send you some Norwegian chocolate. I just came from Norway and I had a whole suitcase full of Norwegian chocolate. It's the best in the world, Reagan. I'm going to send you some. I'll send you some.
I've been known to be a chocoholic.
Oh, that's me. That's me. Guilty.
Me too. Hey, I've had a good time here. This is a great project. Evelyn, I'll be emailing you later today with how we're doing with other investments on it as well. That's that. I'll email you later today because we are off to a good start. I'll also be emailing Jimmy Sevilla that, is finishing up your profile on Fairman as well. So we got a lot of good activity going on for you. And I'm, again, excited about your ribbon cutting kind of groundbreaking.
I can't wait.
Excellent.
Can't wait.
Well, I'll just finish up today's broadcast for y'all. So if you haven't already hit the button to get notifications when we go live, definitely hit the bell and subscribe. And